Hello, my name is Yuri Suzuki. I actually haven't met Alex and when he arrived, but I've seen his great achievement for the curation. So I'm great honor to be here. Basically, I'm working as more about between sound installation or product design, and I would like to talk about my practice a little bit. Is it 40 minutes for the talk? Okay, so I have to set the alarm. Because I always talk too much, 40 minutes. Okay, start. Okay, so basically main material for expression or my main practice is sound and music. So this interest, this material came from my background. So I used to work Japanese artist called Meiwa Denki, and they're quite amazing mechanical musical, kinetic artist, and they do performance as well. And after working for their artist, I became DJ, and I moved to Berlin. And actually, to be honest, I wasn't very successful DJ at that time. I released a couple of music, and at that time it's quite bad moment because I usually produce quite dancey or quite hard techno music, but that time in Berlin it's more into very sophisticated minimal music that time, so people didn't like so much my music. And after that, I moved to Royal College Bar and design products, and study product design, supposed to be. But I'm coming across in interaction design and product design that time. So I'm just showing a couple of weeks, my graduation work. It's called Physical Value of Sound. This project came from my background. Basically, I was DJ at that time. And then I just found this advertisement on Tube called Keep Her Happy, store my old record to the storage. So basically, people tend to diminish physical media these days. And then another things happened to me is I used to collect music as MP3 because it's impossible to bring my whole record collection, almost 400 records in Japan. And when I moved to Europe, it's impossible to bring such a huge amount of records. So what I have done is to digitalize and put as MP3 and in small hard drive. And I used to have music 471.17 gigabyte of music, and if you play 242 days non-stop. But actually, I dropped this hard drive and I lost whole data. So that's actually this project came out. So physical value of sound consists of 4 or 5 series of musical instruments and some toys, and which is using methods of the record. So one project called Sound Chaser. So Sound Chaser is this project. This yellow box actually record player, and this black line made from record. And so this yellow box has a stylus in the bottom and a motor, and the top part is speaker. And basically what I have done is a chop up record and connect skeletal tracks. So basically you can make a kind of physical sampling music out from that. So the reason why I made this project is under 16 years old people, they never ever touch record. So I really want to make an entrance people to touch a record. And I collaborated this. Is it possible to put sound on it? Sorry. For this project, I collaborated with, he actually came from Israel, Yaroslav, and he helped me to create this project. So basically, you can make physical sampling music out from this. And another project, thank you. And it's one project called Prepare Turntable. So I'm actually like skipping this project, but you can basically can see the structure. Record player has got 5 different tone arms, and they're actually picking up a different moment from one record, and you can actively can play as musical instruments. But I'm just skipping this one, quite a long video. And then, actually, this project is pretty much explaining about like this series called the digital and analog. So actually, I only spent 30 minutes for this project, but basically, this is a compact disc and engraver's record. So you can play on the computer or like CD player, and in the same time, you can play on the record player. So this is such a short project, but actually this is only one product I produce in real life. And I have a great conversation with Jeff Mills, and he's like really, really famous techno DJ, and he's really respectable DJ as well. And he's always thinking about like music business. And these days, people never buy any record or like a CD or like anymore, because people tend to download music from it as an MP3. And he really wanted to have some physical value onto his upcoming release like album. So I proposed this record, and we produced 3,000 limited edition, and actually quite sold well. But unfortunately, like German company already have got patent, so I couldn't really make a profit from this. Okay, so I move on to the next project. It's called amateur music production. So I have a great opportunity to like collaborate with Jazzy Seymour. He's a really respectable product designer based in Berlin. And I became interested in like creating physical value sound. It's all about the playback of the physical media, but I became obsessed with creating or like storing like data into physical media. And Jazzy Seymour always using like a plastic material, like a very, very low resolution. You can melt in 65 degree, and you can make really like a rough sketch of the product. Like he making some chair or like some like architecture structure and so on, and really, very strong material. And he invited me to like participate in his exhibition and in Mudam in Luxembourg. So basically, his exhibition concept is like randomly, like designer and artist come to the space and do some project. So I made a brief called amateur music production. So basically, brief is creating record in the space, and I invited 3 different punk bands from Luxembourg, and directly cut into the record cutting machine. There's no digital involved, and making master disc and like making like a mold from silicon, and using his plastic material, like direct pour into the negative mold and stamping it and creating record like this. And looks really distorted, but actually works, but sounds really distorted as well. So, so this is sound from record. So actually like just one day workshop, but I created 45 records in one night, and actually recording process and also production and selling in the same space. So like this is one project. And after that, I'm really interested in creating some sort of media which can contain like a huge amount of data. So this like a concept leading to the project called Sound of the Earth. So in the beginning, I was thinking what kind of media I could create in the physical media, content a lot of like data. So for example, one idea is kind of making spheric record, or like a really huge record, or like making big reel-to-reel recorder. And, but I'm really fascinating about this like spheric shape. So I decided to do this project. But I approached a couple of like museums, the galleries to develop this idea, but unfortunately I didn't get any grant for this project, and I decided to develop myself. So in the beginning, I had to like use some material like a spheric, like a vinyl globe, and put into the structure. And this master disk. Actually, we did lacquer paint on the surface and making master disk. So this project is actually really, really taking a lot of time to create. Because we had to figure out how to make production and so on. And we had to create the cutting machine and the playback machine as well. So this is a playback machine. But do you understand the principle? Like this is spheric record, and the spiral record from like a groove is kind of spiral from like a north pole, like a top to end. And so this is a cutting machine. This is cutting process. And this project, in fact, took 5 years, quite a long time, and really frustrated because it's so many technical difficulty we had to like, develop from scratch. But in the same time, it's allow me to keep like thinking about sound content for this project. And luckily, like when I graduated from Royal College 2008, and the 5 years I have got so many projects outside of like UK or like around the world. And this is actually my passport, and there's so many stamps, and actually quite suspicious passport, and it's almost like a double page. So yeah, actually like UK immigration control stopped me 20 minutes all time, but quite nice to travel. But in the same time, I have an opportunity to collecting sound, like soundscape or like music, like all around the world. So I almost like visited 25 to 30 different countries. And each time I bring like my iPhone or like some dictaphone and recording like significant moment of my trip, and also collecting local music. So so basically this concept came into, I thought it's going to be nice to combine this concept into this project. So like this is the data, just like divided with color into different countries. And for example, Russia has got huge like amount of the space and has got like more sound inside. So if you can imagine like this attached to the globe and from top to end, like from South Pole to North Pole, and actually stylus traveling all the way from like North Pole to South Pole, and actually ocean doesn't have any sound. So each sound like a stylus passing by the country, like playing bits of sound. So this is a project, like how it looks like in the end. So almost like you can have 30 minutes, like world trip, sound world trip, like from North Pole to South Pole, and this is pick up, and with speaker, and you can see like a bit more detail as well. So like this is my friend, like made film for me. So it sounds really skipping because like initially geographical reading sound. So it's surprising, it's quite musical. It's even random position of the geographic. But yeah, so this is basically sound that came from this project. Okay, so I'm moving to like another topic called redesign soundscape. So this concept actually came up with like conversation with like Professor Anthony Dunn from the Design Interaction. Like when I graduate, like when like about to graduation, like I need to talk with him because I was really stuck in the idea for the graduation project. And finally, I didn't do this project, but now I'm like keep like developing this idea at the moment. So redesign soundscape is basically came out the concept of how like surroundings not really sound organized or not well designed. For example, this one you can find on the YouTube. So this you can see on the YouTube called most annoying clock, like annoying alarm clock in the world. But actually, like, this is celebration of the day. Like you are starting the day, what kind of sound you want to have, and also like some company like Nokia. I really respect Nokia. Like they produce really beautiful, simple interface. They have 25 years, like a great history about developing mobile phones. But however, like, sound content is not really designed enough. It's same ringtone all the time. So like you can hear like this kind of company identity, but in the same time like need to be like reconstruct like all the time, like because always same melody. It doesn't really tweak even like I don't know sound content enough. And also like I'm lucky living in London, and London has so many bad sound designs. For example, this is Dockland rail service and making like a most brutal like alarm sound. So you can hear sound. It's kind of weird.
This is Cyprus.
So this sound is actually 2,200 hertz, like actually like really brutally like vibrate your eardrum. You shouldn't use a public like notation. And also this one is came from this really nice concept in the rail line in Switzerland. Always have volume into the announcement volume, so you can actually controlling amount. So it's redesign soundscape is more about kind of like like design like surroundings, like a surrounding sound. And also like another topic is how you feel the noise and what's different between music and noise. So once like making order to the noise is people treat as music. So this is an IBM 1403 printer, and when the printing process making so much like ambient sound. But it's a really talented programmer making order into the printing process and making music from this. Also, another example we can see in Japan, it's like a special road construction, like a structure called Melody Road. Actually, road has got some like texture on top, and if you drive on the road, and actually vibration playing sound or music. Of course, in the product design field, some like designers considering about sound content. For example, this is a beautiful kettle designed by Richard Sapper for Alessi, and which has 2 whistles into the kettle, and when it's water boil, like making really beautiful harmony. And I really inspired from this project and create a project called Musical Kettle. So this is basically a musical kettle. So basically, when water is boiled, what kind of sound, what kind of celebration you want to have. And actually this kettle, which can play your favorite song when water is boiled. But this is really prototype stage, sounds not really sophisticated. Also, design your doorbell. So this is part of this series. And actually doorbell is quite an interesting element, and using sound and telling about your pleasant customer, or it's your provocable, strangers coming to your house, and all about ringing sound, and the behavior of the pushing sound as well. And some good example by Drug Design, they produce really beautiful wine glass doorbell. And also this is from Japan, so it has got really big structure, making really low and big sound. So what kind of doorbell you could attach to, it's based on your concept. So I made I do quite a lot of workshop, and I have got the opportunity to do workshop in the Jaspis in Stockholm, and they invited me to conduct one a design workshop. So I invited industrial designer and artist and musician. This is only one-day workshop. In the morning, they're discussing about what kind of ideal sound you could create, and from the doorbell. And I created kit, which actually you can physically make doorbell. So this one-day project is result. It's not really sophisticated enough, but still a nice project. So this is developed by artists. Basically, breaking bread is a celebration with your friend. And this is my musicians. They want to have defined music tone all the time. So this is I'm not sure exactly. And this is developed by us, far from this concept, but they want to see the behavior of people pushing the button. So yeah, but this is just one day workshop. But actually, I have a great opportunity at the Design Interaction department. Actually, Noam asked me to conduct a project, and now student making based on this concept, creating a new project. So I'm really looking forward to Thursday. Okay, and I move to next topic. So how to make noise better. So it's really related to making order into the noise. I have a great commission from a headphone company called III in Denmark. They asked me to create some sort of machine which can translate street noise into something pleasant sound. So this is a project I have done. So as you can see, taxi has got so many speakers. So basically, it's over around 100 speakers attached and making massive sound. But actually, structure is on top of the taxi has got really high resolution, nice microphone, and picking up street noise, and a special program translate street noise into something pleasant music. So basically, we running around London City last London Design Week, and show this project.
For Mashable, I'm Logan Tittle. How often do you try to drown out the noise of the city? Well, here's a commute that's all about translating that noise into something worth listening to. The Sound Taxi is a collaboration between artist Yuri Suzuki and headphone maker III. It started life as a standard London cab, but it's received quite the overhaul. Now it resembles something out of Pimp My Ride. The exterior of the Sound Taxi is covered in 67 different speakers, from little tweeters all the way up to enormous Indian horns that project their music for everyone to hear. But it's not as bad as you're thinking. Instead of adding to the cacophony of a downtown commute, a series of microphones built into the taxi record the horns, revving motors and whirring bikes around it, and translate it into a serene ambient soundscape in real time. Inside the cab, too, are speakers and headphones, so you can take in the music. It sounds like a pretty relaxing way to spend a commute.
So this is actually sound came from taxi.
The project was a promotion by III for a new line of headphones, and sadly, it's now ended. But the cab isn't turning off the sound just yet. Suzuki wants to do a live show out of the back, where the cab itself will add to the music. For Mashable, I'm Logan Tittle.
This this is like some video from like the last London Design Week, and the sound is like analyzed as frequency and translated into different parts of music like bass and drum and melody, and also drum and Okay, so I move to next topic. So probably like you notice I'm not good at speaking English so much, and I'm actually dyslexic. I'm living in London like since 2004, but my English not really improved because of this matter. And I used to play trombone, and I really like music and passionate to play musical instruments and making music. And then I used to professional band in Japan, and actually I got fired because I couldn't read the musical score. It's quite sad. So like trombone is very physical musical instruments. It's not about it's all about like position from like your arm and playing musical musical note. So this is like a standard trombone like a musical score, and for me it's impossible to understand how like music notation like how like music works and what note and rhythm is really difficult to understand. And what I have done is always like replace with number and like learning as physically. So that's my process to like learning trombone. Then like I was dreaming to like creating a new musical notation. So one project called Color Chaser. So I found this really nice musical notation like developed by like Toru Takemitsu, and a Japanese great composer. He often collaborated with Bruno Munari, and he always thinking about what kind of composition could make in visually. And of course, this is from Mondrian, and it's kind of Broadway boogie. It's all about music, sound element, sound component, and rhythm as represented as composition of the color and layout. So what I have done in the beginning is replacing like sound. So how people imagining sound. So like of course like people like thinking about higher like sound as like a brighter color and the lower sound as like darker color. And the music always has got duration time in each note, and also like a gap between like in the note. So that's basically like making music. So I made like one structure and called Color Chaser. Actually, this like white car is following black line, and then actually this black line is it's length of the songs, and it's actually interactive with color. It's actually reading color and playing like a music. Yeah, actually, I always use this shape. I really like this button. Actually, came from like your accessory for volume. I always use this switch. So basically, kind of like interface color. Your drawing process is actually like composing music, and this like content is quite accessible to any age. Like even children understand how to use how to compose music and making like huge like a drawing in the end. And I recently have got show in the Museum in Luxembourg. I want to show like. I hope I have got the Vimeo account. Looks like music. So this is a really nice commission from Museum in Luxembourg. They asked me to conduct like show. It's kind of one-man show about like developing something, and then hang on, it's very bad. So this is like a basic structure, and people like randomly come and try different color chasers, and you can compose different part of music. Oops. So this is melody car. Drawing processes and music. So this is one month project. one and then move to next one. And I'm just skip this one. It's not so much time left. Okay, so I'm like move on to like next topic called relation with sound. Actually, sound has got interesting properties all the time and really affect to your emotion and sometimes your behavior as well. So this is like a music from like First World War and from Hungary and called "Gloomy Sunday" and by Daliah. It's quite famous chanson singer song. This song, and actually this song is causing like I think 15 people's suicide. Of course, like this is really like a dark song. It's really using violent tone as well. And in fact, it's Hungarian government forbidden to broadcast this song on the radio because of that matter. And also, this is really interesting things happening, quite similar things. It's called the Japan Rail Line Nakano Station. And actually in Tokyo, each station has got a defined train departure sound. And this station has got particularly highest suicide rate. And actually, like, a survey was happening in 1999 or something. And then actually, one music college professor find out because of train departure sound giving people to pressure and using so much minor chord, and that's causing the suicide. So this used to be in Nakano Station. Then, like after this survey, actually, like this Japan Rail Line changed like train departure sound. Actually, suicide rate was down. This is now. But these kind of phenomena is quite difficult to scientifically prove. But I'm really interested in like fascinating about this like effect. And also another project called Child Chiller. Actually, white noise has got a lot of interesting properties. Like for example, have you tried like noise cancelling headphone? Actually using principle of white noise and any actually like structure of the noise cancelling headphones, any like white noise is created in the same amount of level as like coming in and like, generating white noise and deleting sound. And also, so this is white noise. And then this also has got really interesting properties.
Okay, there she is, she's crying. But then,
So actually, you put some keyword of how to calm down baby, and you can see millions of videos on the YouTube about kind of many people, like many parents try to make white noise from daily object. And one project called like Child Chiller is a white noise trumpet. Basically, this spheric structure has got to translate your like brewing into this structure and creating white noise and expand as like this like cone structure. So when baby cry, like using this one, but it's still like on the development. And the white noise machine, it's actually came from the directly like deleting noise. And very fascinating about, actually I have got great opportunity in the artist in residency in New Delhi in 2009. And I stayed for like 2 months or like a month and a half approximately. And they asked me to create some sort of work in there. And then actually India is the only place I couldn't really stand anymore with street noise because I really, really like street noise and because I came from Tokyo and I really like noisy place all the time. But in New Delhi is like the only place like I couldn't stand anymore, like people shouting and also like so many like noise coming in. So I was dreaming to like making silent space in New Delhi. And this really inspired me quite a lot. This art of noise, like by Luigi Russolo, and he treats like noise as music. And I tried to make something opposite. Like this machine looks like noise machines, but creating only white noise. So when any like noise coming into this structure, I'm creating same amount of white noise reflecting and deleting sound, but it's not really the end, it became like a children's toy. Okay, so this is sound project. Maybe I can introduce one more project based on another category called transparent box. So transparent box is came from like my question of like things developing quite hard these days, and for example, iPhone and computer has got almost you can do anything, but in the same time you can not really understand what's happening inside of the phone. So like this is like opposite part of black box. And I'm just skip this one. And this is a really good example. Is I have got a really good commission in the Design Museum last year and creating some sort of like a new way of designing to telling people how electronics work. So it's like a printed circuit board is really efficient way to creating cheap product. And it's great structure, but in the same time, it like looks really complicated, almost like it looks like a maze, and you never understand what's happening inside. So what if like that replaced with something you're familiar with? And I create this one. So basically, this is radio, but actually replace a tune map. So you naturally understand like because you have experience to like taking public transportation every day, and for example Piccadilly Circus to like Southgate, how many register you have and how many like components you passing on, and also like component position related to the city function. For example, this is the BBC and the tuner, and also like speaker corner is actually volume, and also like Battersea Power Station as battery and so on. So it's so like this like naturally understand what's like electronics about. And also really nice coincidence, Harry Beck is a first tune map like designer. He's actually used to be an electrician, and he actually designed the tune map from electronics diagram. So this is his like early sketch of the London transport. He still can put some like earth in the bottom and something related to electronics. So he treats as London City as like a bit more like circuit diagram. So okay, so maybe I had to stop talking now. So thank you very much.